What if I told you the greatest battle you will ever fight is not out there in the world, but right here in your own mind? Every success you've achieved, every failure you've suffered, every breakthrough, every setback, it all began with a single thought. Your mind is either your most powerful asset or your most dangerous enemy. And here's the truth. Most people let their thoughts run wild, distracted by negativity, and doubt. They drift through life on autopilot, never realizing that the only way to shape destiny is to discipline the way they think. But not you. You're here because you want more. You're here because you know that success isn't about luck, talent, or chance. It's about mastering your mind. Those who learn to discipline their thinking rise above distractions. They focus with precision. They control their emotions. They make powerful decisions. And they build lives that others can only dream about. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Together, we'll unlock 7 disciplines of thinking that will reprogram your beliefs, sharpen your focus, strengthen your resilience, and put you back in the driver's seat of your life. So, stay with me, because the moment you learn to master your mind, you unlock the power to master your future. Imagine waking up in the morning and realizing that before you even leave your bed, a war has already begun. Not outside your door, not in the world around you, but inside your head. This is the battlefield of the mind. Every single day, countless invisible battles are fought between thoughts of possibility and thoughts of limitation. Right? Between confidence and doubt, between action and hesitation. And whether you win or lose in life depends on which side you allow to dominate. Most people underestimate this battleground. They think success is about external factors, money, education, connections, or opportunity. But history proves otherwise. How many stories have we heard of people who started with nothing, no wealth, no connections, no advantage yet, went on to create empires, invent technologies, or change the world? Their secret wasn't luck. Their secret was learning to discipline their thinking. Here's the truth. Every invention, every business, every movement, every personal transformation began as a thought. Your current reality is nothing more than the result of repeated thoughts solidified into beliefs and acted upon until they became your life. If you believe you're capable of more, you will push forward. If you believe you're trapped, you will stay stuck. The war is not about circumstances, it's about mindset. Think about your own life. How many times have you talked yourself out of opportunities because of fear? How many times have you started a goal with excitement, only to let self-doubt and distraction pull you away? This is what happens when we surrender control of the battlefield. The enemy isn't always failure or rejection. It's the quiet voice in your mind whispering, "You're not ready, you're not good enough. Why even try?" But here's the empowering part. You don't have to fight this battle unarmed. The human brain is an extraordinary weapon. Neuroscience shows us that our brains are plastic. They can rewire and replate themselves at any age. That means you're not stuck with a mindset you've been living with. You can literally reprogram your mental patterns and train your thoughts to work for you, not against you. Let's take a look at how this plays out. Imagine your brain as a vast field. Every time you think a thought, you walk a path across that field. If you repeat the thought again and again, the path becomes more visible, more ingrained, easier to travel. That's why negative thoughts are so powerful. They've been repeated so often. They've become highways in your brain. But here's the good news. You can build new paths by deliberately choosing empowering, positive, and disciplined thoughts. You carve new trails that over time become the default roads your mind travels. Great achievers have always known this. Muhammad Ali declared, "I am the greatest," long before he became a champion. Was that arrogance? No, it was mental training. He was programming his subconscious to believe in his destiny. Thomas Edison, after thousands of failed experiments, didn't see failure as defeat. He reframed each setback as finding another way that won't work. That perspective kept him going until he lit up the world. Now, let's bring this closer to you. To discipline your mind, you must first become aware of what's happening in your battlefield. Start with a simple exercise. Conduct a thought audit for one day. Write down every negative, doubtful, or fearful thought that crosses your mind. At the end of the day, review the list. You'll be shocked at how often you sabotage yourself with destructive thinking. Then ask yourself a powerful question. Would I say this to my best friend? If the answer is no, why would you say it to yourself? This practice does two things. First, it reveals the invisible enemy. You can't fight what you don't see. Second, it empowers you to replace those destructive thoughts with constructive ones. Instead of saying, "I always fail," shift it to, "Every attempt makes me stronger and wiser." Instead of, "I don't have what it takes," affirm, "I'm learning, improving, and getting closer every day." Remember, discipline in thinking doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means choosing the perspective that pushes you forward rather than holds you back. Another critical piece of winning the mental battle is controlling your environment. If you constantly consume negativity, news designed to trigger fear, social media filled with comparison, conversations filled with gossip, you are feeding the enemy. Your environment is like the supply chain to your mental battlefield. If you feed your mind with toxic content, don't be surprised when negativity dominates. But if you supply your mind with uplifting books, empowering podcasts, supportive people, and positive affirmations, you give your brain the ammunition to win. Jim Rand once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Look around you. Who is in your circle? Are they warriors of discipline, resilience, right? And ambition? Or are they complainers, doubters, yet quitters? Your environment will either strengthen or sabotage your mental discipline. Choose wisely. Ultimately, the battlefield of the mind is won by awareness, repetition, and intention. You cannot stop negative thoughts from appearing, but you can. Discipline yourself to redirect them, reframe them, and replace them. Every time you do, you strengthen the mental muscles that lead to victory. And victory in the mind always comes before victory in reality. So as you step into this chapter of your life, remember, your thoughts are not random. They are choices. And every choice you make inside your head is a vote for the life you will create outside. Master this battlefield, and you master everything else. Let me ask you a bold question. If your mind were a computer, what kind of software would it be running right now? Is it fast, efficient, and programmed for success? Or is it filled with bugs, viruses, and outdated code that keeps crashing? Your progress? The truth is, your brain works exactly like a computer. It runs on the programs you've been installing since childhood, beliefs, habits, and thought patterns. And here's the shocking part. Most people never update their mental software. They keep running on old programming written by fear, doubt, and limitation. But you are not here to settle. You are here to reprogram your mind for success. The hidden programs running your life. From the moment you were born, your environment started installing code into your brain. Your parents, teachers, culture, and peers all contributed lines of mental software. Some of it was useful. Work hard. Tell the truth. Be kind. But much of it was limiting. People like us don't succeed. Money is evil. Stay safe. Don't take risks. Over time, these beliefs sank deep into your subconscious, running silently in the background, shaping your choices and actions without you even realizing it. That's why so many talented people never reach their potential. It's not because they lack skill or intelligence. It's because their programming is corrupted. If the code in your mind says, "I'm not good enough," no amount of effort will produce lasting success. You'll sabotage yourself again and again until you rewrite the program. The power of neuroplasticity. Here's the good news. Modern neuroscience has proven that your brain is not fixed through neuroplasticity. You can literally rewire your brain at any age. Think of your thoughts as highways. The more often you travel a road, the stronger and smoother it becomes. That's why negative self-talk feels automatic. It's a super highway you've been driving on for years. But the same process works in your favor. By choosing new empowering thoughts and repeating them daily, you can build brand new highways that eventually replace the old ones. This is how athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders train their minds for success. Muhammad Ali didn't wait until he was the world champion to say, "I am the greatest." He said it long before anyone else believed it. He was programming his subconscious to expect victory, and eventually his actions matched the code running in his mind. The tools of mental reprogramming. So how do you begin rewriting your own software? Start with affirmations and visualization. Affirmations are simple but powerful statements you repeat to yourself until your subconscious accepts them as truth. The key is to speak them in the present tense, as if they are already real. Instead of saying, "One day I'll be confident," and say, "I am confident, capable, and unstoppable." Visualize takes it a step further. When you close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself achieving a goal, your brain fires the same. That's why Olympians mentally rehearse their performance before stepping on the airfield. By the time they compete, their minds and bodies already feel like they've won. You can use this same technique for your career, your relationships, your health, any area of life. Detox your mind. But reprogramming isn't just about installing new software. It's also about deleting the viruses. Every day your environment bombards you with negativity, toxic news, social media comparison, gossip, complaints. If you allow this to fill your mind, it will override your progress. Think of it like trying to install a new app on a phone that's already overloaded with junk. It won't work. You need a mental detox. Ask yourself, what am I consuming daily? Do the videos I watch, the conversations I engage in, the books I read push me forward or drag me down? If the answer is the latter, it's time for a reset. Fill your mind with content that inspires growth. Surround yourself with people who dream bigger than you do. Remember this, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to think like a millionaire, stop hanging around people who think like victims. The thought audit. Here's a practical exercise to start right now. For one full day, carry a notebook or use the Notes app on your phone. Every time you catch yourself having a negative thought, "I can't, I'm not ready, what if I fail?" write it down. At the end of the day, review the list. You'll likely be shocked at how many destructive thoughts you allow to run unchecked. Now, take each one and reframe it. Replace, "I always fail with every attempt makes me stronger." Replace, "I don't have what it takes with. I am learning and growing every day over time." This simple practice retrains your subconscious to expect success rather than fear, failure, your new operating system. Imagine what would happen if you fully reprogrammed your mind instead of defaulting to fear. Your automatic response would be courage instead of procrastination, action instead of doubt belief. This is not wishful thinking. It's a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. Reprogramming your mental software is the first and most important step in disciplining your thinking, because once your inner code is aligned with success, everything else, focus, resilience, decision-making, becomes easier. The question is, are you willing to rewrite your story? Let me ask you this. How long can you go without checking your phone? Ju minutes, wu minutes? For many people, even seconds of stillness feels unbearable. We live in an age where focus has become a rare superpower. Notifications buzz. Social media pulls us into endless scrolling. Entertainment is always one click away. And the resourcer, a distracted mind that never reaches its true potential. But here's the truth. Without focus, even the most brilliant people fail to achieve. Greatness, talent, intelligence, and ambition mean little if your mind is conscientiously scattered. Focus is the gateway to mastery. If you cannot discipline your mind to concentrate on what truly matters, you will spend your life busy but not productive. The cost of distraction. Think about this. Studies show that when you switch tasks, say from writing an email to checking Instagram, it takes your brain an average of 10 minutes to fully regain concentration. This phenomenon, called context switching, silently kills productivity. Multitasking feels like progress, But in reality, it reduces efficiency by up to Byfender-Surser. That means if you spend your day constantly distracted, you're operating at less than half your capacity. Now compare this with people who master deep focus. Take Nikola Tesla, for example. He was known for visualizing entire inventions in his mind, working for hours without interruption. His ability to lock in and concentrate produced breakthroughs that changed the world. In contrast, the average person today can't go minutes without glancing at their screen. That's not just a small difference. That's the gap between creating history and being consumed by it. Focus is a choice. Here's the good news. Focus is not a gift. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be trained. The first step is recognizing that focus is a choice. You either direct your attention with intention or you allow the world to hijack it. Successful people understand this. They guard their focus like a priceless treasure because they know their future depends on it. Warren Buffett once shared a strategy that illustrates this perfectly. He told people to write down their top Ursa-Worf goals in life, then circle the 5 most important. The key, ignore the other Ursas. Why? Because the greatest threat to focus isn't just distraction. It's good opportunities that pull you away from great ones. The discipline, too. Say no is what separates the extraordinary from the average. Training your focus. So, how do you train your focus in a noisy world? Start with your environment. If your phone is buzzing,